What is up, everybody? It is me, the hostess with the mostest. It is your girl, Easy Breezy, inviting you to join me every Thursday night for the Uplift Show with Breezy, exclusively here on Stellar Award nominated Awesome God Radio. It is my mission here at the Uplift Show simply to enlighten, inform, and inspire the people of God to live our best lives. I'm telling you guys, we got a little bit of everything here on the Uplift Show. We have healthcare professionals, we have authors, we have speakers, we have gospel artists, we have comedians, we have game shows. Yes, game shows. Yes, we do give away cash money up in here. So you're definitely going to want to join us for that. And please, I'm inviting you to come and chit and chat with us as we sit down with some of your favorites, like gospel artists, Dove Award winner, Stellar Award winner, Mr. I Told the Storm himself, Mr. Greg O'Quinn, gospel comedy's sweetheart, Felicia Fifi Moore, and the one and only gospel superstar, Miss Vicky Winans. I'm telling you, we got it all here. So I want you to come laugh, come cry, come chat, come share. I want you all to get lifted right here on the Uplift Show with me, Easy Breezy, and I will see you on Thursday. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Uplift Show with me, Easy Breezy, like Sunday morning, coming to you once again on a lovely Thursday night. I thank you so much for hanging in there with me. This month marks 3 years that the Uplift Show has been on Awesome God Radio, and just God bless your heart and all your parts. I am so exact. I'm so excited to uh, to be able to come to you another year. This is actually our first show in the year 2021. We did not have a show last year, but I'm back, y'all. You may rejoice now, my loyal subjects. As you can see, some things change, some people don't change. I am, I'm tired, y'all. 2021 done coming and made me tired already. Now, we do have a guest this evening, and I will be bringing him on shortly. He's having a couple of technical difficulties. I had some technical difficulties myself a little bit earlier, but we're going to have something of an abbreviated show today. And the reason is I was going to save this until I had my interview, but since since we're waiting on him, let's go ahead and talk now. Family to family, sister to sister, sister to brother, whoever's out there listening. In the last 5 days, I've lost two people very, very close to me. The first being my oldest and dearest friend of 30 years. My friend Angel and I met in the seventh grade. We were very much like frickin' frack, gym classes and sleepovers and pimples and first dates. And, you didn't see one without seeing the other. You always saw Angel and Brianna together. We have taken family vacations together. We are each other's parents, our moms and dads. And very, very suddenly, this past Saturday night, Angel went home to be with the Lord at 43 years old, exactly 2 days after her birthday. We were um, just saying happy birthday, and all of a sudden, she's gone. I apologize for being distracted. I've got a pop up on my computer that won't go away. So, therefore, I can't really see anything. I hope everyone can see me okay. Anyway, um, it has been very difficult for me. See, this is non COVID related. She did not have COVID. She did, however, have a minor surgery on her ankle. My poor Angel broke her ankle years ago, and it's been giving her problems ever since. Y'all know, after we turn 40 years old, after 40, when you break stuff, it just stay broke forever. For the rest of your life, it's just always broke. So she'd been having problems with this ankle for a long time. Finally, had some more surgery on it, and Apparently, the surgery went fine, and she had been fine for a few weeks, but apparently, she got a blood clot, and it went to her heart and caused a pulmonary embolism. And in a very short time, from the time she wasn't feeling very well to the time she was gone, was in the blink of an eye. And I've been kind of walking in a fog since then. I really wasn't sure I was going to be able to make it on tonight, but I'm trying to soldier on. I don't have my breezy hat on tonight, y'all. This is Brianna talking to you. And the reason I bring all of this up is because there's something that I've been saying, I've always said, I've said it over and over again, and I'm sure my regular viewers will recall me saying this, but I'm going to say it again. The people in your life that you love, you better let them know that you love them. Your parents, your children, your siblings, your spouse, your neighbors, whoever, all those people that are on your heart, let them know that they're there. Um, as MC Light once rapped, you if you love someone, you should say it often. You never know when they'll be laying in a coffin. And I never thought my best friend would be leaving me so soon. We used to, as young people, we would talk about, kind of things, and she would always say to me, "Nope, I got to go first because I couldn't handle it if you died first. So I'm going first. I'm going first." And it was always kind of a little joke between us after we saw some movie where like the two best friends and one of them passed away, and so it was like just always a joke between us that she always said, "I got to go first because I can't bear losing you." Little did we know that that was going to happen. And so when she left, she took such a large part of me with her because we have 30 years of memories together. 30 years is a long time. After that amount of time, you know someone in and out. You know their ups and downs, their lefts, their rights. You know everything there is to know about you, about them. So half of me, a big part of me, is now gone. And now I'm left with the shouldas and couldas and wouldas. I should have said this, and I should have done that, and I, could have done this, and all these things that are impossible now is now going through my head. And then just this afternoon, I found out that I've lost another very, very, very good friend of our family who I call an aunt. The Saints are marching home, ladies and gentlemen. The Saints are marching home. So I implore you, get close and stay close. In this very trying time that we are living in, we are more separated than ever. But because we are more physically separated than ever, we have to become more emotionally together. Utilize your phone, utilize Zoom and FaceTime and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all of these wonderful things, all this technology that we have to keep communication open. Don't waste this time. And that's my announcement from Brianna. So I'm going to put my breezy hat back on for a minute because I see our guest is waiting in the wings. So I'm going to bring him on, and we're going to talk a little bit more after we finish. So let us right now
Oh man.
are welcoming Mr. Isaac Loyal. How are you, my dear?
Hey, hey, how are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good.
Good. You're looking good.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, fuzzy.
I know this is weird. Like I use my camera every day, and it never looks this fuzzy.
Try some Windex, dude.
Say it again.
Try some Windex, dude.
I know, I like something. I got something going on right now. Yeah, that is crazy. I use my camera every day.
That's all right. That's all right. I was using those few minutes as time. I was going to speak about after we had our interview, but as I was telling the listeners, I very unfortunately lost my very best friend this past weekend.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that.
Um, for 30 years, we've been together
Wow.
since the seventh grade. And so I was talking to the listeners, imploring them that when you to keep your relationships up to date, let the people in your life know how much you love them. Don't wait until somebody's gone to send flowers. Send them their
Yeah,
flowers where they're still alive to be able to smell them and appreciate them.
absolutely, absolutely. I was actually just telling my mom that, like, a lot of times when my family gets together, it's because something bad has happened. We never just generally get together like we used to, and especially now that the pandemic is going on. But we really don't have any excuses when we can Zoom, we can FaceTime,
Exactly.
Facebook. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. We must take advantage of the technological advances that have been made because as like you said, at this time we are physically separated, but that doesn't mean we have to be separate.
Exactly. Oh, I'm trying to see if I can get a better view.
Everybody wants to get a better view of me. I
Yeah,
know how it is.
all right. You got a good view going on. You all clear. You got a background. All right. We're
I'm a
just gonna make it work.
professional, dude. I'm a
We're gonna,
professional.
look. We're gonna make it work. I'm gonna just pull it down a little bit.
I was also thanking the listeners. This month marks 3 years that I have been on the air,
Three.
and
Yeah.
I
Congratulations.
3 years on the
Congratulations.
Uplift show. So these people have been putting up with Breezy for 3 years. Y'all need to give yourself a hand because I sometimes can't even put up with me for long periods of time.
As somebody who has had a show in the past, it is taxing, and I applaud you because that 3 years is a long time.
Yes, it is. It
Speak
is a
out.
long time, but God has blessed me in
Put in
these
the
three
hours.
years.
I love it. I respect it.
Well, thank you so much, my dear. Now, as again, like I was telling the listeners, Breezy is tired. I had to take off my Breezy hat for a minute and put on my Brianna hat while I talk to everybody from another point of view. My
Got it.
co-host Shandaboo is not with us this evening, so it's this is going to be kind of an abbreviated show because I'm just exhausted.
No, I completely understand. I am beat. I would be lying if I said I wasn't exhausted.
I feel like I have been kind of living underwater ever since I got the news about my friend. And then
And
today I got news again that another good friend of mine passed away just last night.
that's why I can't even believe like you're even here talking right now.
Yeah.
So
But Breezy has to soldier on. And I said, no, I've had this cat booked for 2 months. I gotta get him on here because there's somebody out there who needs to know the kind of information that you have.
I appreciate it.
Now, of course, we met at the rehearsals for the stage play for Color Girls that
Yes.
will be coming to Baltimore at the end of February, and I'll be giving more information on that as the dates get closer. But I'm so thankful. I met so many great people who were involved in this production. And this is all women. This is called for Color Girls. And I was wondering, okay, who's these dudes that's hanging around?
All right.
But there was this one dude with this big old bushy beard and this big bright white smile like a white hot sun. I said, okay, something's going on with that dude. I got to talk to him. And one of the other ladies said, "Oh, that's Isaac. Oh, you'd be great for your show. You ought to go over there and talk to him." And of course, me being me, I just walk right over and start talking to people.
And like she dragged
I do.
you. She was like, listen, she got a show. You need to go over there and talk to her. Like she was putting this together without us even knowing. She was like, look, you better go over there and talk to her. I'm like, all right, got you.
Uh-huh.
I need the promo. I need it. I need it. I appreciate it.
Well, now you have your hand in a whole lot of things, and we'll talk about that. But what I was mainly interested in is your role as financial advisor.
Absolutely.
Because if anybody knows Breezy, they know that Breezy is cheap and broke.
You sound like me.
Now they always say, say you broke. If you say you broke, you're gonna stay broke. I said, yeah, well, I've been stayed broke. So it's all good though. I got everything I need.
I tell people I'm broke even when I got money. You can't borrow money from a broke person.
Now, I'm thankful. God has supplied all my needs. I got a roof over my head. I got food in my stomach. I got all my necessities. But I know that one of these days I'm gonna have to go sit down. I'm gonna have to retire. And Lord knows the state that our government is in, our economy is in, you cannot rely on the government to take care of you when it's time to retire.
I agree. I agree.
So I'm trying to get me a little something to live on when I get old, so I don't have to be working at McDonald's working as a fry lady when I'm 95 years
Right,
old.
right,
Drop my
right.
glasses into the hot grease and I got liver spots and
It's not working. It's not working. It's not working at all. I was just telling my brother, I was like, I can't imagine working for another 30 years. It boggles my mind. Like it mentally, it just drives me crazy to think that 30 more years. And so
yeah, I know. I'm ready to retire tomorrow.
I'm ready to retire now. So I feel you.
So I decided to do a little experiment with my brother Isaac. Now I passed on to him actually what is a very, very small sum of money. It's only a drop in the bucket, really. Now, to a cheap person like me, $100 seem like a lot of money, but it really is not. You can pee $100 upside of a tree in 10 minutes; it be gone.
I got that
But I'm going to,
$600 and it was gone like that.
huh?
I said I got that $600. It was gone like that.
Oh, you got yours? I
Yeah,
never did get mine.
pay the bill was gone.
Mm, well, still haven't gotten mine. If y'all have gotten your checks already, you can donate to hashtag Easy Breezy 78.
Right. Let me throw my hashtag in there too. If y'all donating, like I'm never too proud.
Okay, so I decided, like I said, do a little experiment. So I was gonna pass on a little small sum of money and give Mr. Loyal. He said his name says he's loyal, so we'll see what happens and see what he was able to do. It's only been what 2 months now? Has it been 2 months?
Not fully. Maybe it's pretty close.
Okay,
Maybe like a month and a half, something like that.
okay.
Pretty close.
So I decided to see what he could do with $100 in just a small amount of time. So in that month and a half, almost 2 months, Mr. Loyal, what do we have so far?
In that month and a half, 2 months, your $100 has increased by 67%. Um, so I don't have it written down in front of me, but the first 4 weeks, it went up maybe like 34, 35%. And then I got the rest in December. So I love interaction when I'm talking about stocks because I love to know how much people know or how much they don't know so I can know where to start. But in a nutshell, for everyone listening, I trade, I day trade within the stock market. I also do position trading, which is long-term trading. So I day trade and I do position long-term trading. And Breezy gave me her money. She said, "Hey, I put in a stock. Let me come back in a month, 2 months, and let me know how much you made." So 67 dollars for that $100 that you put in. Again, $100 doesn't seem like a lot, and $67 doesn't seem like a lot, but 67% is. So imagine you gave me $5,000, and that's 67%. You just made an extra $3,350 added to your income that you didn't have to work for.
So tell us exactly, because you said that you like to interact with people to see what they know
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they.
Ask away. Ask away.
So let's just assume that none of us who are listening know anything.
Okay.
And I'm going at it from my point of view because I know nothing. So
Okay.
let's just assume everybody like me knows nothing.
Perfect. All
What
right.
did what is your first, as soon as you get that money, or you get that donation, or well, not donation, but you get that client, what is the first thing that you do?
Um, So the first thing I do after a client has signed up, they have sent their money over. It doesn't matter at what point in the day that they sign up. It can be in the morning, it can be in the afternoon, it can be in the evening. I do not invest their money until the very next day. Just because I don't want to just throw your money into the stock market just because you gave it to me immediately. I like to take my time, let the day of trading fully in, so I can start my research at night again. Because I'm a day trader in the stock market, it means I buy and sell different stocks and shares every day. Um, for anyone who is not um, too keen on the stock market is essentially, imagine you had a company that you own by yourself. This is your company. You create it, you own it, you make all the decisions. And your company has been doing really well for the past 5 years that it's been open. But one day you decide, I want to make more capital for my business. And instead of going for a loan, you say, I'm going to do an IPO. And an IPO is an initial public offering. That means that you're going to put the paperwork in and you're going to tell the government that I no longer want to be a private company, but now I want to be a public company. So what that does, it changes your company a lot, because now you go from making all the decisions by yourself to now having a board of directors, to now having treasurer, secretary, vice president. Now you have this group of people who now kind of act as checks and balances for your company. And it sounds like a downfall, because now I'm giving away power in my company. But when I put my company on the stock market, regular people like you and I, we can buy shares. And when a company first does their IPO, they have let's say a considerable price at $14, $15. So if I bought a stock of Facebook for $16 when it came out, Facebook was $16 when it came out per share. Facebook is now $283 a share.
Boy, if I had only known.
No, I'm gonna tell you something even crazier. When Amazon first came out, Amazon was $34 a share. Amazon is now at $3,000 a share. So if you would have bought one share of Amazon, you would be up, you would be up about $2,000 just for one share. So
my heart.
Right. So I always tell people, when it comes to the stock market, it's as easy as supply and demand. And everybody, I don't care who you are, you have heard of supply and demand. And it essentially moves with the economy. The easiest way I can explain it is, if Apple releases a new phone, everybody wants this new phone, the stock price is going to move up. If Apple releases a new phone and it's absolute garbage, nobody wants this phone, the stock price is going to go down. So the best way to trade in the stock market is buying low, selling high. That's how anything is. You want to open a boutique, you buy your clothes low and you sell them higher for the price that they are. I still got you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So with your investment, I put it into a long-term trading account, and those long-term trading accounts are consistent, reliable companies that do well all the time. And I just let your money sit. Maybe I traded it maybe a couple of times, but for the most part, it sat in certain companies, and over time, it increased.
So how can you really tell a good stock from a bad stock? Because there's lots and lots and lots of things to choose.
There are so many metrics to be able to identify good stocks from bad stocks, and it would take me your entire show to go over them all. So that's why I do offer the service, and I do offer people can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I give free tips there, but for more in-depth tips, they can subscribe to my website. The easiest answer I can tell you is that is very trend setting. If something is doing well and a lot of people are talking about it, most likely that stock is going to go up if it's good news. So if it's good news, it's going to go up. If it's bad news, it's going to go down. That's the easiest way for a beginner or a novice trader to trade. So good news going up, bad news down.
What do you think of penny stocks? I know very little about them, but I know, the minimum of what they are. But what do you think of penny stocks?
Okay. I love penny stocks. So I recently got into penny stocks, and for people listening, penny stocks are most times your newer companies or less validated companies in the eye of people. They're not your Apples or Amazons. They're those fresh companies that don't really have a name to themselves. And because of that, their shares aren't expensive like Amazon. That's $3,000 for one share. A lot of people don't have $500 to dedicate to, put in a savings. So me putting $3,000 in a company and buying one share is really hard. But these stocks are like anywhere between 1 penny all the way up to 99 cents. Um, and the reason that I like them is because the lower the share, the more I can buy. So if I bought one share of Amazon for 3,000 and it goes up 5%, I made what, $25. If I buy this penny stock for $1, but I put my whole $3,000 in, then I just bought 3,000 shares. So if that went up $1, I just made $3,000. So penny stocks are a bit more volatile because they aren't your reliable companies. So anytime you purchase penny stocks, they shift and their momentum is really quick. So you can win a lot of money, but in that instance, you can also lose a lot of money. And that's what I try to tell people all the time, because people think they hear the stock market and it's like, I'm gonna put this money in and it's gonna go up as soon as I come back. It's not that easy, man. It requires a lot of reading, a lot of dedication. I've spent nights learning strategies or learning how to read charts. But if you do it right, you can be very successful. Um, I've had days where I lost a lot of money, and I've had days where I've also made a lot of money. And the difference is just being prepared.
In your experience, I'm about to go deep right here. This is this question is kind of based on conversations that I've had with several people of your color.
Okay.
Now, I've always, I've been, I don't want to say under the impression, but Black people are not necessarily known as financial wizards.
Absolutely.
We're not. I know, even though most people don't know what it is, we do have a Black Wall Street. There are things like that, but for the most part, this is where you see, middle-aged white men.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as they used to, what's that movie with Michael Douglas where he says greed is good? What is it?
Um, wow. Well, they made another movie with Shia LaBeouf and Michael Douglas. I can't remember the
Yeah.
name.
But this is, when you think of Wall Street, when you think of stock market, that's what you think. You think of,
Mhm.
middle-aged white guys who are, standing on the trading floor screaming and throwing papers. And you don't understand what's
Fingers
going
in the
on. So how did a young Black man such as yourself actually get interested in this? And what did you find it difficult to find a place?
Um, you make a great point. You make a great point about people of our color just not being aware of what's actually out there as far as finances. And it's crazy that you mentioned Black Wall Street, because my trading group, I don't know if you can see that, is actually called
No,
Black.
there's too much glare.
All right, well, my trading group is actually called Black Wall Street Trades, and we have a free group that people can join. My partner and I, that we give out tips, we show how we trade, things like that. Um, that anybody can be involved in. Again, it's free. You get to see us trade live. Um, Tips. We send out alerts about the best stocks and the worst stocks. It's free. It's free. But go back to your question. Um, so with this pandemic, it created a lot of chaos for a lot of people, obviously. And with the pandemic, I was sent home, and now I work virtually. But before the school year picked up, because of my teacher, before the school year picked up, I was at home. I was idle. I had more time on my hands than I would normally have, and I saw something on Instagram. I follow this guy, and he's been trading for a long time. I've always found his pace interesting, but I've never like had the money to invest.
Hmm.
Um, so receiving that first $1,200 stimulus check, I said, you know what? I'm gonna take this money, I'm gonna put it in the stock market, and I'm gonna see what happens. My first couple of days, it was okay. I didn't make a lot of money, I didn't lose a lot of money, but I saw how the movements of the stock market actually did. And from there, I'm the type of person, once I like something, I dig into it fully. I'm like up 3 a.m. still reading. And within my first 30 days, I turned that $1,200 into 15,000. So
Okay. I'm gonna have to come up with some more money for you because you the more you talk, the more excited I get. I'm like money, 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 money. But the best things in life are free,
right.
but you can give them to the birds and bees. I need
I'm telling you,
money.
if you do it right, it's very it's very beneficial if you can do it correctly. Like I said, I've had great days and bad days. I've had my best earning day was 5,500 in one day. My worst losing day was 2,200 in a day.
Mm-hmm.
So it, like I said, I like to always tell my losses with my wins because I don't want to be that person that just say, I made this, I made this, I made this. I like to make people aware that you can lose money. And 85% of new traders lose all their money because, it requires research. It's not just putting my money in.
Now, one of the things that I appreciate the fact that you are so transparent, that you're very honest, because like I said at the beginning, I know nothing about this kind of stuff. And I am a person that's not afraid to say I don't know.
Right.
But unfortunately, you can't always be that transparent with people because
Yeah,
they
that's
will
true.
take advantage of the fact that you don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
So I am very, very cautious about who I put my trust in.
No, I think anytime, first of all, anytime you're dealing with anybody's money, I think you need to be as transparent as possible. Because I would hate to give false hope and saying I'm gonna turn this $100 to $1,000,000, and I actually lost 50 of it. Um,
Hmm.
and now we have a problem. now we have
Yeah.
something to talk about. So just like anything in life, like people who give guarantees, kudos to them. I'm not that sure about anything in life. So, if I am, you can best believe I'm going to back it. So,
Oh man. Money is always a funny thing, especially when it does come to black folks. Because when it comes to black people, you don't mess with their mama,
yeah,
mess with their food, and you don't mess with their money
at all.
because they
At
will
all.
come find you.
And quick too.
Yes. Woo.
They find people faster than the FBI when it comes to the money.
Okay,
Well,
so let's get off of that just for a minute and talk about some of the other things that you're into because I know you got your hat in a whole lot of rings. So what
um,
else are you into?
as you mentioned earlier, we met at a audition for the play for Color Girls. So I'm an actor. I've been acting for the past 3.5 years. Um, I've been on BT, VH1, CBS, commercials, print.
You haven't been on America's Most Wanted, have you?
I have not. I have not.
Just making
Not
sure. Just making
not
sure.
working on that one yet. Not working on that one. But it is something that I've grown to enjoy. I don't particularly have any background in it. I woke up one day, like I said, I'm very spurred of moment, but I'm very dedicated. I woke up one day and I said I want to act, and I went out that week and I got to an audition, and it was horrible. I did absolutely horrible. Like after the audition, I should have probably never acted again. Um, but I enjoyed it so much that I kept auditioning and then kind of worked. So
Okay. And how old are you, Isaac?
I just turned 30 on January 7th.
Okay. See, fortunately for you, you're too young for me.
I feel
I could
old
I could
now.
hook you up though. I know I got plenty of girlfriends. I could hook you up.
Listen, I feel I'm getting up there. I got my grades coming in. It's cool though. It's cool. I'm gonna embrace it.
Good.
Um,
Um. So okay. So you're an actor. You're a financial advisor. You are a.
I'm a kindergarten teacher by day. So I've was also crazy. I've been this is my fourth year as a Baltimore City educator. And previously I taught 7th and 8th grade, but this is my first year teaching kindergarten. It's a lot different.
How in the world did you go from seventh and eighth grade to kindergartners?
I know, right? Everybody asks that question. My school that I'm currently at, we had a middle school and an elementary side of the school. With the new Baltimore City 21st Century program, they're redesigning schools and combining some. So they combined my middle school side with another school.
Mm,
I chose to stay at my school, and elementary was the only thing available. So kindergarten it was.
okay.
Right.
I used to be a substitute teacher, and I was in Baltimore County, Baltimore City, and Anne Arundel County. So I've done just about
Oh,
every
yeah,
grade.
you've been getting it.
Yeah, and I think I subbed in an kindergarten class one time, and
I
I had
know.
had enough of them little buggers.
I know. Listen, so my first time ever subbing, ever being around a kindergarten class was subbing, and I was like, you know what? Never again. I'm good with my teenagers. Man, these kids were running all over me. They had me doing everything. Um,
Yes,
that's and I was a little like pessimistic about this change because I was like, oh man, it's gonna be 22 of them things. But but honestly, once you do it every day, you get a rhythm. I can't imagine, without my little kids.
oh, I
So
love children. I just love them over there sometimes when they're that age. When just a whole classroom full of them. And that is probably going to be a shock to most of my listeners because they know how much I love children.
okay.
I've been in early childhood education for over 20 years now. I work with babies. I'm a nanny right now. I came out of the
Oh,
school.
you've always been around kids.
Yes, oh, always. But see, little people,
Okay.
little ones where I still, I'm changing their diapers and they're giggling because I tickled their little feet, and they're just beautiful. But by the time they get to kindergarten, I'm like, y'all go somewhere and sit down. Just
Oh man, see, I'm a big kid at heart, so it's like it's so natural for me.
me too. But just after a few hours, you may be tired. I actually
Oh,
did
listen.
though enjoy working with older students when I was subbing in high school and whatnot. I really enjoyed that because see, I could talk to them any old kind of way I
Right,
wanted to.
right, right. See, and
I
that's the
could talk to them
difference.
just like adults.
That is it. So the biggest difference, if you walked in my house while I was teaching, is that I always tell people, it's the kid pet voice where it's like super elevated, and it's like, it's all right, guys, are you ready to learn today? And so it's like the commercial elevated voice. And with my 7th and 8th graders, like you said, you could just be yourself, you could talk normal. Oh man, as soon as 1 p.m. comes, I'm like, I'm tired. I gotta go do your homework or something.
I know. With my older ones, I would come in and say, especially as a sub, because they're gonna try to dog the
So they,
sub
they gonna try.
anyway.
They're gonna try you.
But they didn't work with me, and I would sit right there and tell them, "All right, y'all, listen. The teachers in here, this you got me for exactly one period. I don't know you, you don't know me. I'm gonna call
Right,
names on this roll, and if I'm gonna call you by your last name because most of y'all first names I can't pronounce no how."
right.
And I mean, I would just tell them the truth, and I say, now if they had an assignment, I say, okay, this is your assignment today. If you turn it in, you're marked present. If you don't turn it in, you're marked absent. I don't
It's,
know who you are, so I don't know if you're here or not. And they would go, "Dad, you don't play." I said, "Nope, sure don't." And if they didn't have any assignments that day, like one time I was subbing in 12th grade Spanish class, and the teacher left absolutely nothing. So I said, "Look here, y'all. This is the last period of the day. I don't have no notes. I don't have no nothing. I don't care what y'all do. Just don't burn this room down. You want
right.
you want to turn on
You
your
know,
headphones?
look
Go right
like
on.
it.
You
We
want to
gonna
put your
move
head down? Go
through.
ahead."
We
It
gonna
was
move right on through.
That's right. Near the end of the class, I actually had them ones who actually were good at Spanish. I
Uh-huh.
had them translating some Spanish verses in a Vicky Wine song.
Oh, using them for your own purposes.
Sure enough, because I had always wanted to know what she was saying.
Right.
I said, "Hold
Oh,
up, I'm gonna get y'all saved up in here. Don't tell nobody."
it's
And I
crazy.
said, "The principal walked past, pretend like y'all doing some work."
My second year teaching, I was 7th and 8th grade Spanish teacher. My
Oh yeah,
second,
La
yeah.
Ventana.
Say it again.
La Ventana. That's about the extent of my Spanish.
That's it. I can hold my own. You know, you don't use it, you lose it, but I can still hold my own a little.
I never. The only reason I ever wanted to speak Spanish is because I wanted to know what Ricky Ricardo had been yelling at Lucy all these years.
Mm-mm. I
That's
just
the
want
only
that.
thing that
I
interests
just
me
wanted
about Spanish.
$3. Let me get that $3 pay increase. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go out here, learn a different language, and get a quick pay increase, man. I ain't get it.
I tried, but I took Japanese for a couple of years, and then I
Okay.
took Chinese for a couple of years, and
Hey,
I really don't remember too much of either one of them, and they both kind of run together. So
I'm
I'm
about to say you
better
just
off
skip the
speaking
easy
Chinese
languages
than
and just
in
went
this
straight to
Japanese.
the hardest ones. I want to challenge myself.
I have no capacity for languages because I don't keep still long enough. Is my
Mhm.
main problem. I could learn if I kept still, but I just don't. Something I'm like squirrel. Something else has caught
Right,
my
right,
attention, and I go running over there to something else.
right.
Yeah, I don't keep still long enough to learn another language. But I
Okay,
can
fair
speak in
enough.
tongues. Does that count?
That's a language to somebody. Pretty sure somebody can understand it.
All right, my dear. Let the listeners know how they can get in touch with you. If they want to start investing some money or if they just want to learn a little bit more. I know you have several social media platforms and all
There are
that good stuff.
several. So I'm just going to give everybody the main social media from my Instagram account. You can find my stock account. You can find my hair account. You can find so you're gonna follow at Jefe. That's Jefe. It's Spanish for boss. So Jefe, the entertainer. Everything
AEF.
spelled as is, Jefe, the entertainer, and it'll bring you to my main Instagram page. If you are interested in any of the services or just some basic tips, please direct message me, DM me, and let's connect.
Okay, I have just put that information into our comment section
Nice,
so that
awesome.
everybody will know how to get in contact with you because we all trying to get a little bit of money.
Listen, and I always talk. I mean, before I even go, the last thing I'll say is, people should always say, "Why should I invest?" If you put your money in a bank and just let it sit in a savings throughout the entire year, your money is only going to increase by 1 to 2% if you never touch it.
Hmm.
If you put it in a stock and never looked at it again, like if you put it in, I don't know, Amazon and you just let it sit, your money is going to increase by 1 to 5% every day. So, I mean, it just makes sense. I always tell people, I keep my savings to a minimum because I rather put it in stocks that will increase daily versus yearly or annually.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And I say that diversification is a fantastic thing when it comes to your finances. I try to
absolutely.
have money in a bunch of places.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I get a little bit here and a little bit there. I got some under the mattress and then some.
You start to forget about all these places, and then you're like, "Oh snap! I do have some money right here." So,
Exactly. That has happened to me on more than a couple of occasions. And I'm like, oh wait, I got such and such. I forgot I bought such and
exactly,
such. I got this sitting
exactly,
over here. Yeah. And for
exactly.
I used to work after I left the Baltimore City public school system because I couldn't handle it anymore.
Okay,
I started working at a funeral home and a
okay.
cemetery because I needed some peace and quiet, and the dead people were much quieter than the children were.
I can imagine so.
And I was given the opportunity to purchase stock in the company, and I
Okay.
just had them take us, a minimum amount of my paycheck every couple of weeks
Mm-hmm.
and put it towards, the stock. I can't even remember the name of the Stewart Enterprises it was called.
Okay.
And because I had it automatically taken out, like you said, I forgot about it. I completely forgot. And long after I had left the company, all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute, don't I have some money in Stewart
All right.
Enterprises? And I finally called them, and it has been a year since I left the company, and I've got hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of Stewart Enterprises. I was like, oh yeah, I got to keep doing this. So
Yeah.
that's when I really learned, got to have a little bit everywhere, a little bit here, a little bit there.
Sometimes you just gotta go out there and invest, and that's the biggest thing. Like I think for our culture, we're we are reluctant in putting money in places. Like we like to have our money in hand. So
Mm-hmm.
putting it anywhere else, we're like, I don't know about that. But true story. I know this guy who put his money in Tesla right before the pandemic. He put $5,000, his first time ever investing. He went through a broker, put it on Tesla. His 5,000, and within this year has turned to $140,000.
Wow.
I've
I'm gonna need you to get me in on some of
Yeah,
that.
I wish I was him. Um, but sadly, that was before I even knew about trading. So,
Okay. Well,
but again,
I'll forgive you for not letting me in on that one.
yeah, I didn't know about trading then. I didn't know about trading then.
All right. Well, I certainly appreciate your time this evening.
Thank you for having me
I
on.
know that, again, our folks need this type of education.
Mhm.
And everyone, your information is in our comment section.
Awesome.
Please utilize it. Facebook, text, email, it doesn't matter. Instagram, graham crackers, do whatever you got to do to get in touch with this man because
Um,
you cannot count on the government or anybody else to take care of your needs. If you counting on the government to take care of your needs, you is up the creek without the paddle.
exactly. Before you go, I once again thank you. I know we've been talking about this for a while, but anytime anybody share their platform with me, um, I appreciate it because you don't have to. You're giving me a chance to give my voice to everybody who appreciates your voice. And for anybody who's watching the show, if you use the promo code Breezy, you will receive 35% off anything on my site. So
Uh-oh, my name is finally worth something. Hallelujah.
so it'll be available tomorrow. It'll be available tomorrow if you use capital B, lowercase REEZY. It will get you 35% off anything on my website, which you can find on my Instagram in the little bio. So.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Isaac. It has been a pleasure having you and your multicolored hair.
I know, right? But I appreciate it. I look forward to it. I'm gonna see you really soon anyway because we got a whole
Yeah,
play coming up.
yeah. Hopefully, I think within the next couple of weeks,
Yeah,
start doing some in-person rehearsals. So
yeah.
I'll be looking forward to seeing you soon. Thank you again. Have a blessed night and your
You too.
weekend. And I'm gonna see about hooking you up with some of them chicks.
All right, let me know. Hey, hit my phone.
All right.
So, all right, see
All
you
right,
guys.
darling. Bye bye. Okay. That was awesome. Let me tell y'all again, be careful with your money and let your money work for you. Wherever you are in your life right now, whatever station you're in, whatever lot you're in right now, we as believers, we tend to say, I know what it is to have and I know what it is to have not. But in whatsoever state I find myself in, I've learned to be content. And that is absolutely true. Yes, you should be content with everything that you now have. But just because you're content doesn't mean you have to settle. So go after yours, go get a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. You deserve it. So I'm gonna cut out a little early. I told you at the beginning of the show, at the top of the show, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. It's hard life sometimes, and life sometimes gets in the way of life, and so I'm not looking forward to the weekend because I have to say goodbye. I have to say goodbye to my oldest friend, and I don't know how I feel about that yet. I have not really slept ever since I found out. So, um, as some people are sending messages and commenting, and I thank you all for your comments and saying, you don't look like yourself. You don't sound like yourself. No, because I'm not. But God is still good. I am thankful and grateful to God for everything that He's done for me. And even though 2021 did not start off, has not started off the way I would have liked, I'm still looking forward to what God is going to do for the rest of this year. So, that being said, of course, I never leave you without an uplifting thought of the week. And this one is not so much a thought, but it's very appropriate. There's a poet and philosopher named Khalil Gibran. And I would like to tell you a portion of something that he wrote. This is many years ago, and it's called simply On Death, where he's talking about the subject of death. And it says in part, but what is it to die but to stand naked in the wind and melt into the sun? And what is it to cease breathing but to free the breath from its restless tides, that it may rise and expand and seek God unencumbered? And only when you drink from the river of silence shall you indeed sing. And only when you have reached the mountaintop shall you begin to dance. And only when the earth has claimed your limbs, no, only when you've reached the mountaintop shall you surely begin to climb. And I think it's a beautiful way to say goodbye to someone that you love. Death is not eternal if you know the Lord. To be absent in the body is to be present in the spirit. I'm going to miss my friends. I'm going to miss my friend. But I can take solace in knowing we'll be together again one day. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging in there with me. I thank you for all of your prayers. Keep the prayers coming because I need all the prayers and strength I can get right about now. Thank you for being my family. I love each and every one of you. And please, as I said at the top of the show, let the people you know you love know that you love them while you can. Don't wait until a person is gone to send flowers. Send them their flowers now while they can still enjoy them. And until next week, I ask that you all, I pray that you all get love, get peace, get wisdom, get understanding, and above all, get lifted. I will see you